Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today, I wanted to make more negative content, but in order to keep it from getting too toxic, once again, I'm only going to be talking about groups that I stan. And specifically, today I'm going to be sharing with you things that I hate about my favorite groups. You know, I love every single group that I stan, but at least for me, there's absolutely no such thing as a perfect group. For the most part, I enjoy all the things about the groups that I stan, but whether it's their fault or not, certain things about them might just get under my skin a little bit. And I think that's healthy. It's good to be able to recognize the flaws within things that you enjoy. And as long as you control the negative energy and you don't only talk about things that you don't like, I swear sometimes it looks like people literally anti the groups that they stan. I think criticizing your favorite groups is something that you should be able to do. And well, that's what I'm here to do today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a thumbs up, and without further ado, let's talk about the first group. So first of all, guess who just stan Promise 9? Yeah, DM era, it hooked me to say the least. But what I will say is that the reason I didn't stan Promise 9 in the past is that I feel like the quality of their releases is very inconsistent. You know, I love half of their title tracks. I love Feel Good, I like DK, I like Weeekly, and I like DM. But all of the others, I would probably skip them even if they came on during Shuffle. And I know you're probably thinking, well, what about Love Bomb? And yeah, I would say that that's their worst title track. And basically, whenever I see that Promise 9 is gonna have a comeback, I just get really scared. Cause it's a 50-50 chance of them either releasing a song that I'm absolutely head over heels for, or releasing a song that makes me want to rip my own hair out. And I just never know what to expect from them. It's also a similar thing with their B-sides. I find that their albums are usually pretty cohesive musically, but that's sort of a problem for the half of their releases where I don't even enjoy the lead single. But as I said before, I love a really good chunk of their music, and their music that I do like, I would go to battle for, because some of those songs are worth it. But yeah, a lot of the others, I do not acknowledge their existence. So I'm not saying that I hate all of the Boyz' B-sides. There are definitely a good handful that you'll find me obsessed with at any time of the day. And it's not like they've fallen off either. I mean, last year they released what? Prism, Dancing Till We Drop, Russian Roulette, and Hypnotized. If anything, their B-sides have generally gotten better as they've gotten further into their career. It's just that a lot of these other ones do not even compare to their title tracks, especially in their first like 5 or 6 albums. As somebody who's listened to the Boyz' discography multiple times, I think I only have like 8 B-sides saved from Boy all the way until Reveal, and that's like 6 or 7 albums. So 1 or 2 B-sides per album that I actually liked. That's pretty bad. The title tracks are always great. I literally do not think the Boyz have one bad Korean title track, but you can definitely tell that the B-sides do not get as much time or effort put into them. Or at least that's just what it looks like to me. As I said before though, the B-side quality has absolutely gone up. I think they have like 2 or 3 good B-sides per album now. That's definitely an improvement. It's just their earlier discography, honestly, kind of bad for the most part. I hate to say it, but I honestly think that Purple Kiss on Bloody Top is probably the worst catchphrase that I've ever seen in K-pop. There's no rhyme or rhythm to it, and I know they only have 2 title tracks, but they've somehow forced it into both of them really awkwardly. I really hope that they don't do this for their future title tracks, because Purple Kiss on Bloody Top just doesn't feel iconic to me at all. Just saying it sounds really awkward, I guess. And I don't think it has that same sort of ring that more iconic ones have, such as Stacy Girl's It's Going Down or Blackpink In Your Area. I also think when they do put it in their songs, it's put into really awkward spots. Usually when a group has a catchphrase, they put it at the very beginning of their songs because it's sort of like introducing them. But then for Purple Kiss, they never do this. In Ponzonia, they incorporate it into the melody of the chorus, and in Zombie, they put it in the bridge. And honestly, it feels like sort of a jump scare when I hear it. I'll be listening to this really amazing Purple Kiss song, which has lyrics that sound mostly fine, and then all of a sudden, Purple Kiss on Bloody Top. It's just not good. They could have came up with a better catchphrase, or better yet, just drop the catchphrase entirely. I love Purple Kiss so much, but this is the one thing about them that I do not care for at all. I'm a firm believer that not every group needs to have a diverse discography in order to have a good discography, and I think Ateez have a really good sound for themselves that they should sort of stick to. The reason I love Ateez so much is because of their loud songs such as Wonderland, Fireworks, or The Real, and I can't help but get a little bit disappointed when they release things such as Eternal Sunshine or Turbulence. I feel like there are other groups that are more specialized towards brighter or softer songs, and whenever Ateez release songs like this, I can't help but feel like they're a little bit out of their comfort zone. You know, this group has built this image of having very robust and in-your-face music, so people generally have a pretty good idea of what to expect when Ateez announces a comeback, and I don't think that there's much of a good reason to sort of deviate from people's expectations. Oh, by the way, I'm not implying that I don't like songs such as Wave or Illusion. The pirate sound is also very good on Ateez, but for the really bright and really soft songs, I feel like Ateez's producers don't really know what they're doing, and should stop trying to branch out into so many different genres because they've found something that works for them and they can evolve upon that if they want to improve their music producing skills. I said this a long time ago, so I thought it would be fun to talk about it again. All of CIX kind of have the same singing voice. Something that's really fun about K-pop is that even if you don't know the group, when you're listening to their music, you can sort of tell when different members are singing. Almost every single group has such a large variety of vocal colors and it makes their music a lot more fun. However, CIX don't seem to have the same diversity. I implore you, if you're not the biggest CIX fan in the world, go listen to Cinema by them right now and tell me they don't all basically have the same singing voice. It seems like they all had the same vocal coach because they all sound the same and they all sing the same way, which is honestly pretty impressive, but I don't think a group should sound like a soloist. The charm of a group is having all these different members who are all their own unique individuals, but you don't see that in CIX's music. You see it in their personalities, which I love, but I feel like it was a missed opportunity not making each member have their own unique sound, or at least a unique sound within the group. Luckily though, their discography is so good, so it does sort of make up for it. Once means that I always feel sort of overstimulated when it comes to Twice's music. Just last year alone, I think the group released around 30 unique songs, so I feel like I never really got to properly process them. They had one Korean mini album and one Korean full album and a Japanese full album to go along with that. Again, just last year by the way. But they were released so close to each other where I think I kind of forgot about all of them. Not including their singles, they had 3 major releases in the time that a usual group would have just one. And the reason that groups don't have as many comebacks as Twice do is that fans need time to decompress after getting a new release. I felt overwhelmed by Twice last year, and because I don't follow the group religiously, I felt like I wasn't able to keep up with how fast they were putting out new stuff. I never thought I would think that a group should have less comebacks than they do, but I genuinely think Twice need to have less comebacks, because it's almost scary how often they put out new stuff, like, please take a break, please, you deserve it, you earned it. Take a break, JYP, let them take a break. I think whoever manages MCND really knows how to grasp their target audience, and I also don't think they understand how social media algorithms work. 99% of the time, a K-pop group's most profitable market is going to be existing K-pop fans. Mainstream Western recognition is important too, but that only comes after you've built a really strong fan base. So I don't understand why almost every single cover that MCND has done in the past year has been from a Western artist that most of their fans are not gonna know. I have nothing against Western artists, but I just don't know the ones that aren't massively popular, and most K-pop fans are the same way. So MCND's managers need to realize that people aren't going to tune into their covers when they don't care about the original artist at all. Their K-pop dance covers have literally 10 times if not more views than their non-K-pop covers. But their managers don't seem to acknowledge this, and they keep having them post covers of just these random Western artists. It's like they don't want their group to be famous. You know, I love MCND so much and I love the content that they give us, but their managers need to understand their audience better, because right now it is very clear that they don't. And that concludes this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content from me, consider hitting the subscribe button. Thank you all again so much for watching, and without further ado, I'll see you next time.